So this exhibition is based on the Ogham alphabet, and it looks like Ogham, O-G-H-A-M, but it's pronounced Ogham in modern Irish. And this alphabet is 5th century. It's very old. And I was very curious about it because I had discovered that each letter in the alphabet refers to a tree. And that kind of brought me into a place of wanting to learn about it. And I was lucky enough to get a fellowship at the University of Victoria Center for the Study of Religion and Society to look at this in particular. So what I did is I looked at the alphabet and I started working with some graphics using oak ink and the kind of inks that were used in medieval times. And this really shows carefully how each notch on this line becomes a letter. So the whole thing is based on a line with lines coming off of it and crossing it. And so each one refers to a particular letter in the Irish alphabet. So I went ahead and started working with it. This particular one, Anam, means soul. So this is the word for soul written in Ogham. Here I'm using sumi ink, which is made from pine trees. So I was working with the tree as kind of a recipe here for how I was going to analyze the work and create new ideas around it. Because this is a very old piece of information, medieval times, 13th century. But an interesting study because of the trees. Here I'm taking several trees and putting them together. It's kind of like a little forest of them. And so there's different meanings all with the separate ones, and they kind of join together. So my main goal was to invent some new ways of looking at this alphabet, but also to incorporate it into my own work, my usual work, which was painting. So I went ahead and did some paintings. I was in Ireland in the springtime this year, and I started working on pieces where I could get the Ogham alphabet integrated into the brushwork that I usually do. So this piece is 9 waves, and it's based on a very old poem from Ireland. And each line represents a line of the poem, and it's written in the Ogham script, embedded into all these little marks. And so I kind of pushed that idea further to sort of invent broader ways of looking at these little marks that really are not artistic in themselves, but when you incorporate them into this kind of vision, they become more part of the artistic process. So each piece has in it a certain number of ohmic elements or symbols. In this case, for instance, I went into a whole storyline, a whole field of these ohmic symbols. So if you get up close, you can see it's completely covered in these marks. And I called this one Secrets because the whole idea of the Ogham alphabet is that it was secretive. It was one of those things held back. It was supposed to only be known to the learned and to the people that had studied all of the stories and that sort of thing. So it had a secret idea into it. So I wanted to make that part of this piece. And I also incorporated it into the sculptures. This one has the marks cut right into the sculpture. And it represents 3 different trees, and they have different symbolism. And the idea that it can have symbolism means that by combining ideas, you can create new ideas. And it's sort of the poetry of it is that process of working with a new language, integrating it into the art, and learning to make the marks in my own unique sort of way.